All right, so I've got a buy stop just hanging out here. The pattern is broken. And you can take a real low risk shot from here back up to bullish above to this 62.20 level. If we break above this 62.11, I know delta is negative, but if we hold VWAP, we close through both trend streams. If we hold VWAP and this thing pushes above to the upside and takes out 62.11, this is a real early trade in the day. So yeah, it looks like we're holding VWAP at the moment. So I'm going to take this little low scalp right here and try to squeeze 62.11 to 62.20. Again, pretty early in this trade or in the day. Um, but this deeper pullback here and this bounce that closes through these levels holding VWAP. See if we can get that push back to the upside. Okay, I just got filled in right here. These ones are a little higher risk right off the open. I don't like the delta or the acceleration through at the first point. The only thing I do like about this is this pullback, the failure of VWAP here and the reclaim, and the closure above these trend streams here. You look at the hourly, we dipped below here. If we dip to the 30, holding that passive trend stream. So this thing's either gonna go or it's not. So we'll just let it cook for a little bit. Off the open, Aviv Delta is essentially unreadable. You want to look for the patterns more off the open. And I say that because it's just how it is during the open. You can have massive moves off the open that are showing and reading negative delta just because there's a lot of junk that takes place in the opening 15-minute range. So again, I'm just going to let this cook a little bit. Let me flip over to sorry guys. I keep you guys should be able to see my screen here. I want to see this accelerate up. Again, we failed VWAP, we failed all these trend streams here, and then we reclaimed them. Okay. And we broke this. Especially in a market that goes pullback, a slight little micro pullback here during that pre-market. Now let's see if we can get that acceleration to push back through.
Pretty much the same story as yesterday, isn't it?
Yeah, it pushed a little harder yesterday um, off that entry. But again, we'll let it cook here for a little bit. Right here is what I want to see acceleration through, this level right here. We can push through this. We can push through there. I don't want to suffocate this thing either, you know? Okay, it should be about 3 points on this trade right now. I do want to see this take off. Again, this is not giving me the warm and fuzzies here. I'm just going to take one off and move my stop and just manage this thing a little closer given the added risk on this trade. But we're going to hold out for that 62.20 and see if we can get that tag, which is just that bearish, or I'm sorry, bullish above break line. If I get one more surge here, I'll move this thing to break even. Next spot up is right here and here. All right, I'm gonna just push this to one tick above break even. So no matter what happens from this point on, um, we got a profitable trade. Should be up 4 points. Usually on those opening range trades like this, um, um, on these opening range trades like this, you want to see it move a little quicker than this. This is pretty lethargic, if you ask me. To go back to the delta question, so a lot of the delta isn't just simply regurgitating what is. You have to kind of anticipate a little bit more. And when you see a massive delta doji like this, okay, when you see negative 1041, negative 1055. I'm anti with a delta doji like this. This candle shows me absorption of all of those aggressive sellers coming down. So what I'm anticipating is this to skyrocket back up. Okay. And when a market moves a little bit slower like this, you can somewhat anticipate that. And again, you're only going to understand that with seat time and reading order flow simultaneously with the structure. But that's the reason, Aviv, why I didn't care right out of the gate. Um, Especially when you see a negative delta like this with a massive bullish push like this to the upside, reclaiming VWAP. I'm totally okay with that negative as long as we don't accelerate negativity to the downside on that next bar. All right. So we got about 6 points up on the board now. See if we can squeeze that 62.20. Yeah, this is pretty slow movement. Um, but that's okay. I mean, sometimes you just got to gut through it a little bit. Okay, closing in on 7 points. I'm actually just gonna ditch this thing right now. All right, we'll take it about a half a point before target. Um, yeah, so now we're just gonna sit and wait. So right through here, anticipating that this negative 10, again, when I'm looking at a 10-minute chart, I look at this 10-minute right here and I see negative 1041. Okay, that's pretty good for pre-market. Then you flip over to the cash session, which is a much more volume coming in. Just look at the volume between these two bars, right? So you have a delta doji here that absorbed all of the negative aggressive sellers trying to push this thing down. Off the open, you had a lot of aggressive sellers coming in. They all got absorbed on this one singular move. Okay. So as soon as I see that, I'm anticipating this is the absorption candle. This is your key candle right here. This is the absorption. Okay. And we have decelerating aggression in this one. Okay. And then all of a sudden you're anticipating a move like this to take place. And what's my target? I'm just targeting that bullish above. That's it for this internal move like this. And so now we wait. Okay, so now we wait until we get another bull flag or at least acceptance above this level. And if we can frame a trade from here to here, again, up here, um, from here to here, we're dealing with the unknown. Okay, so there was a reason I wanted to take this trade. If we could scoot back up to here and retrace this move, I wanted to do it. But
Hey, Dan,
if
where
we
you,
start to move up here, we're going to want to look for that acceptance. Okay.
Dan?
Yes.
We can't see your cursor. Where are you pointing
Oh
at?
gosh, I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry, guys. Hang on, let me flip back. Let's see this one right here. Yeah, you guys should be able to see this now. Okay, so this is really all we did on the roadmap here. What did we do in the pre-market? Okay, we flushed, failed the trend streams, failed VWAP, and then reclaimed it on absorption. Okay. This is what you could also call this a failed breakdown. You can call this whatever you want. But when you see this massive flip like this, and it wasn't even that massive of a flip, but you saw heavy negative sellers in this candle, all got absorbed. Okay. You reclaimed VWAP, you broke this downtrend, and you reclaimed right here, closed just above the aggressive trend stream and the passive trend stream. Buy stop goes right here, take it back up to your next level up. That's it. Make sense?
Yep.
Yep, clear.
You guys all take that one?
Yeah, but I exited a lot earlier. I can't deal with that chop. I just can't.
Yeah,
I
I
just
get it,
I
man.
picture the price going against me at the speed of light, which happens all the
Yeah.
time with me.
So again, I was anticipating this was your key candle rate, and if I didn't explain that in real time as it was going, I apologize. My
No,
brain can only
it
do
makes
so
sense.
much.
It makes perfect sense. I need to grow a pair. That's it.